Hello, everyone. This is Crazy H, so I'm called, and as you can hear me, I am having a horrible fit of coughing at the moment because winter is not being too kindly to me. By the way, Game of Thrones fans, winter is here. Calendar says 21st is the start of winter, so that's good for all of you. Oh, good for you.
Hello there, because I'm here in the background too.
Yes, that's the tank, as he has been known in his lifetime by people.
Many moons ago, I was called the Tank.
He just turned George Tacky for a minute.
And this is our nerd tree.
Yes, this is what we've dubbed the nerd tree. Just an amount of decorations that we've gotten over the years that we had on our big tree, but we found a black tree a few years ago and decided to separate them and make two separate trees for all of it. And hopefully excuse me, I hate this. Just call me Grievous for the rest of this. I'll imitate him.
Go!
Yeah, that too. But yeah, we hope to add more. Gosh, sorry. To the tree in years to come. So now we shall do it, and I will now do a CGI swoop into the bottom of the tree. Ready for this, folks? Here we go. And down to the first
Tell them all the beautiful
level.
ornaments we have.
So we have this kiss.
That we've accumulated over several years.
We've had this kiss bulb. Dad, what would you say the origins of this kiss bulb is?
The origin is Kiss. That's the name. Kiss. Gonna play the game. The commercial went something like that for the Kiss dolls, but the origin of it is I needed the Kiss ornament, so I ordered one.
Offline.
Somewhere, yeah.
Okay, do you
None of these really have a great
big meaning or story or anything?
Well, they have meaning, but they don't have my cousin Bertha from Wisconsin gave that to me. Thanksgiving, nothing like that.
For folks wondering, he does not have a cousin Bertha from Wisconsin.
But I did have an Aunt Bertha.
Was she from Wisconsin?
No.
Well, there you go. Then.
She built the cabin she was born in, though.
Okay. Wait, actually, that's kind of... Wait, what?
She built the cabin she was born in.
That makes no sense.
Well, it don't.
Chicken or the egg?
Because her mother and my mother were mothers.
That's just a fact.
And they went to different schools together. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Proceed.
Whatever. Alright, next we have this. It is a Bears football player. Answering to the name of Peyton. Yes.
That is the man.
I know it's the man. I'm just doing this to get you wild up.
That's the man, Walter Payton, man. He was like the best. I was a big Bears fan back in the day.
Yes,
kind of follow him.
He's a big Bears fan.
He was the man.
He managed to grab this one a while back. I love Hallmark's work on a lot of these ornaments. Like this one. They're the keepsake ornaments. They're just like...
Yes, Will Robinson. They're very good.
They might cost an arm and a leg every now and then, but they're really nice once you get them. You can almost collect them in addition to action figures or whatever the heck you're into. But, do you have any significant things to say about Walter Payton?
No, he's like one of the greatest running backs of all time. He was a great humanitarian. They have a foundation set up every year that they give people in his name to help people in need and stuff. It's just awesome. He definitely, in my opinion, the best. But a lot of people, argue that. But he's definitely top 5.
Well, he's a very well done ornament. Let's get a look at his face in there. It's pretty good. Now for the next ornament, we're going to move behind this wallpaper.
The wall of presents.
All of these are the mystery ladies. And with it, we shall reveal the next ornament behind. Are you ready? Ready, folks?
Dun, dun,
dun! Mr. Luke Skywalker in his Empire Strikes Back Besming attire.
he wanted to go to Toxic Station to get some power converters.
Which I would argue is probably one of his best costumes.
Yes,
Would you say?
I agree.
And I love in the movie the significance of the fact, like, when he goes into Cloud City wearing this, like, the first thing that he draws is his blaster, not his lightsaber, which kind of shows the fact that he, he's still in training and he hasn't fully given,
He hasn't given the Force a chance yet.
Yeah, he hasn't really given his Force a chance, and I'd argue to say that that's what made him lose to Vader in the end. I mean, I guess that's the point, right? He rushed into it, and because remember, everybody's all like, "Oh, you're not ready to face him, and you should stay and train." And but he's pretty nice.
I can make a song about the nerd tree to the theme of the Love Boat. Nerds, exciting and new.
Look at that face. Looks nothing like Mark Hamill. Well, maybe a hint, but you can barely tell. And
On
now,
the tree,
there it is. Look at that.
they're expecting you.
Nothing like him.
The nerd tree.
But from the waist, from the neck down, it's good. And then, of course, we'll get to his sister in a bit.
A 48-hour video if you like.
But for now, we have to move up to see Mr. Darth Vader. Under the boughs of the branch there. He is one of our
honored if you would join us.
earliest ones.
Okay, your trash in place.
Oh dear, my oven just went off.
Should
I go get that?
We can pause it in a moment. We will be right back.
Once again, this is our Darth Vader, one of the very first ornaments that we ever got that was pop culture related.
Yeah, I don't think he's a Hallmark.
No, I think he was out in Walmart at the time, wasn't he?
Special, I believe. Back when they made him halfway decent. Now they just look like, I don't know what.
Yeah, but he's really nice. Nice to have a first. It's suiting that he'd be one of the first editions. You know what I mean?
Because me love some Vader.
And then speaking of firsts, if we go down here, this will be a tricky thing because he's way in the back. You can see him over there. This would be Thorin Oakenshield from The Hobbit. One of my favorite characters from the movie. Well, the books too, I guess, but I loved Richard Armitage's portrayal. Let's turn him a bit.
I think he should be Wolverine.
He would be good. I'll give him that. He just did the audio of Wolverine in that one. I've really been enjoying him in Castlevania. He's a good character. But yeah, you can see he's got orchestra. I love this costume also. It's one of my favorite, probably one in my top 10 costumes from the Hobbit trilogy. It's my favorite one.
The Hobbit trilogy I don't think gets enough credit for is how great the costume.
Yeah, while other people are crapping on it for how bad they think the movie is, the craftsmanship of the rings is the same when it comes to the little bit of practical stuff you see, like the costumes. They're still amazing. And yeah, he's very nice. I was really happy to get him. So then we'll move out against another wall of paper. And now we go to a very historically significant thing in the Star Wars history. Is this? We have a Darth Maul and Qui-Gon Jinn fighting each other from the Phantom Menace, of course.
Like I said in the previous video, check it out when he first comes around. And Palpatine says, "This is my apprentice, Darth Maul." They had the smooth music.
Well, that was in the book that I just read. You know that?
They had music in the book?
No, but like that scene, like they talked about Maul's thoughts, like whenever that was happening.
What were you thinking?
I can't really remember. I mean, basically that he just knew that the Trade Federation guys were fools and all that stuff. I mean, this is arguably one of the best scenes in Star Wars, despite the movie that people.
Battles is awesome.
And I mean, the thing I still, because I was, a small child. Well, actually, no, I wasn't even born yet whenever this came out. It was a year after. And the thing I still like hearing stories about is how much hype there was for this movie and how crazy everything was. Like, it was virtually everywhere you looked. I mean, Dad, you were alive then. I mean, you got anything to say about that? Like,
Oh yeah, it was very anticipated. I remember meeting a lot of my friends. Couldn't wait for the first trailer to come out. We were just awed by it. We were like, "Yeah, this is gonna be awesome." And that, and you know, everybody back then thought they were all awesome, and where it all turned from that to
I think it has to do with
crap. I think it was. I mean, maybe it had to do with the
internet. That's my guess. Yeah, but
it's like it's just cool. It's cool to crap on them, so everybody does.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
If
happy to get
anything,
something Star Wars.
I'll give them this. If there are flaws, which certainly there are, especially where the script is concerned and whatnot, you got to give the prequels the fact that they had good concepts, like lots of good new material. I like that a lot about those movies. Like,
with the exception of sand, that it gets everywhere.
yeah, and loving someone truly and deeply and all that lovey-dovey shit. Sorry.
Lovey-dovey.
Yeah, but not when it's delivered like that.
Much to learn, you still have, my son.
Speaking of Phantom Menace, we get to another one of the first ornaments we ever gotten is this Queen Amidala from Phantom Menace as well. It's a shame. It's like, this is thought to be one of her most iconic costumes, and yet she's only wearing it in the movie, like, one time. Did you ever realize that?
Yeah. Because half the time it ain't her.
It's Keira Knightley, but then this is the other weird thing. Like, I remember seeing in a video that apparently, if you look closely in that scene, you'll notice a power cord running from the dress to the wall.
Really?
Yeah, because these things at the bottom light up.
Oh, we damned.
Yeah, next time we watch it, I'll point it out to you. Behind her, you can see there, we have Mr. Reggie Jackson.
My man.
Of the Yankees.
Mr. October.
Yes.
We got a chance to meet him back in probably '79 when he played for Orioles. Very nice guy, man. One of my top 20 experiences of meeting somebody famous.
Sure. Is he up there with Mr. Jack Blades? He's the...
Shame on you.
Yeah, shame on you. Even I know who that is. At least you're a Night Ranger, right?
Yes.
That's what I thought, yeah.
And damn Yankees.
Oh, yeah? And then...
And Sean Blades.
We got a few crammed back in there. I'm going to see if I can slyly maneuver the camera. So right there, we have a little BB-8. We got back when Force Awakens came out. I still like, I still want that big one that they made, the remote control one.
Yeah.
I have half a notion to get it. And then we also have the very famous and iconic lamp from A Christmas Story right there. I still love the line in that movie after he breaks it whenever the narrator's talking. He says something along the lines of, "That night as I went to bed, I thought..." Okay, we're on to our next decoration right now. After our lamp from A Christmas Story. So you'll recognize maybe this greenish object behind Mr. Reggie Jackson right there. That is the only Game of Thrones decoration we have. It is one of the dragon eggs, I believe Viserions. And on the front of it is a picture of Daenerys holding them. It's very nice. We actually just got done watching a video on a lot of the deleted scenes from the show. Since I'm newly into it, as much more than I used to be. It's a very nice ornament. I'd like to get more if I could. If anyone knows where to get any,
let us know.
Yeah, send it our way.
Definitely one of my
Because we've
favorites.
looked and I can't find it. So now we're going to move up to the second level. Here we have...
Hey, we're moving on up!
This is the cantina scene of Han shooting Dorito. Han shooting Dorito, yes. From A New Hope. These things are nice. I like them. They're I mean, we don't really have another Han represented on our tree right now,
This
so
will
he's
work.
kind of here. Oh, is there a button?
I think so.
Ah.
Yes, Greedo. As a matter of fact, I was just going to see your boss. Tell Jabba that I've got his money.
Oh, I guess so.
I don't have it with me. Tell Jabba. Jabba. For my dead body. Yes, I bet you have.
There it is. It's pretty
Who's
cool.
first?
I told you, Han. It's obvious. Really, honestly, I don't give a shit. I just want to move on to the...
Uta, duta.
And next to that, we have the fan favorite character of The Walking Dead, Mr. Daryl Dixon, and his crossbow, which is pretty nice. You know, I saw him a shown online.
Yeah, you were telling me about
It'd be
that.
nice to get someday.
We should put it on our list.
Yep. And then over back here, you see this chair, which I'm now going to do the neat swivel effect with. That is the Emperor.
Good.
Palpatine in his throne.
Garrick.
I don't think he has any. No, he doesn't have any buttons on him, but he's really nice as well. And then we have a small Captain Phasma, who we still say needs. I say if they just gave Brienne of Tarth like evil qualities and gave her as much depth as she has in Thrones, Phasma would be such a good character. But it's just a pity they're wasting her the way
Yep.
she is. She's really just kind of like a marketing. I mean,
Definitely
Star Wars is, but you know.
missed opportunities there.
Mm-hmm.
That whole scene, I've said this before probably in these videos, but that whole scene in the casino would have been so much more interesting had they had her, like, pursuing them.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, it's nice for what it is, but I just would love to see more, and we're probably not going to get it.
Yeah, me too.
I like Gwendolyn Christie.
I'm a big fan of her, and I do like Phasma as like how she looks and you know, and what I dreamed she could be.
Mm-hmm. Then we have these. There's 3 pieces to this. The tomb is around here somewhere. I don't see it right now, but it's a. Is it not a G.I. Joe set?
Yeah, it's up above. I had the actual playset as a kid.
Over here.
I still got the mummy from it. I think I still got the Joe too. But the vehicle has long since vanished.
Mm-hmm.
But I seen that. That was definitely massive nostalgia, so I picked it up.
Mm-hmm. And then around the tree you also see tinier ornaments like this Chewbacca right here from the Clone Wars, which I love. I love the Clone Wars a lot.
Chewbacca here might have a ship that'll suit us.
Yeah. And this is our other only Lord of the Rings one that we have, a Frodo. They made a Gandalf as well, or like 2 different Gandalfs, and I'd like to get him someday, as far as I know. But, you know, he's cool. As you can see. Just go like this way. And this is, it's actually backwards. It is the escape pod for the shuttlecraft from...
Yeah, shuttlecraft to Enterprise.
Yeah.
Shut up, Spock. We're rescuing you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love me some classic Trek.
Well, yeah.
Showing my age here.
Well, yeah, I understand.
I'm a 50-year-old man that feels like he's 70 with the mind of a 24-year-old. Weird combination.
Here we go. It was backwards on there, so I just went ahead and fixed it.
Turn it sideways. It'll be all goofy. No, not that. The phone.
Oh. Why would it be goofy?
It just would be. It will be.
Then we have this. It's a little Anakin. His pod race helmet from episode 1 as well. I don't got much to say, but I mean, it looks nice.
There goes Skywalker.
Yeah. Poor kid. And we have an Indiana Jones.
You actually have a story about that, you could tell, but...
Well, Actually, why don't I remember it? I remember buying it for you, but that's it.
Me imitating the announcer.
Oh, for Anakin.
He used to make me do it to understand you.
I didn't make you do it, you just did it.
Did you would laugh and enjoyed it?
Oh, I did, but I didn't say I made you do it. There it is. Face that looks nothing like Harrison Ford. Well, maybe a little bit from a certain angle, but...
From a certain point of view.
And then we have this. Who is this? I can't remember.
Where?
I feel awful. This Orioles.
Oh, that's my man Cal Ripken Jr. If you're from Maryland, that's like a given that like he's one of your heroes. Just probably one of the best, if not the best, shortstops to ever play a game.
The Unlikely Alliance.
And just all around awesome man and great role model. You should look him up, Hunter. You would be impressed by his achievements.
That's cool. I'm glad you have him represented, for someone...
Yeah, I only got some of my favorite sports figures. So I followed sports a lot more back when I was younger than I do now.
I just remembered another ornament that's in the way back there. I'm going to go around. You can see my two busts again that I really like. I have them sitting here. And then go down through the garland. And we have it right here. This is another one of the very first ones we ever got of Anakin and Obi-Wan in their duel on Mustafar, which is pretty nice. Actually, it should be moved to this little space that's over here, so I think I'm going to do that. But yeah, I'll just sit here and talk to you about it for a second. Another really iconic scene, of course, from the prequels, and I think it has sound. If I remember where to... There it is. Let's see if it still works after all this time. Yep. It keeps getting cut off, but you can get the idea. Love the effects on it. The Sith not join them. But yeah, you get the gist. Very nice. Or as the guys on MSC3K are saying right now, pretty nice. Ah, dear. And just like in that movie, this Anakin just fell. Yeah, so I moved him closer, and then coming up a little bit, right there you can see Chopper from Rebels. Probably one of the best characters, honestly, that we got out of that. And the funny thing is Dad's caught on to this when we were watching the show, but if you pay really close attention, you can find out that you can use context clues and determine what he's saying.
Yes,
like
through his
beeps and chirps. Well, basically, it's almost like he's saying the syllables of words, but not like in the like you can't tell what he's saying. But like for example, there's one time where he did something along the lines of and then whenever he did that, Dad was sitting there listening to him, and he said, "See, you just said an idea like that." Like, didn't he do the bad feeling about this too in one of the episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like that's a pretty neat detail. I mean, Dave Filoni, God love that guy. I've never seen somebody, continue Star Wars with such a passion as him.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I thank him so much for...
Thank you very much.
Yeah. For the contributions he made after George Lucas. Like, what a successor, I guess you could say. At least prior to Disney. And then moving on, we have this Darth Vader from the Revenge of the Sith as well. The scene, of course, where he's born, I guess you could say. I have a Lego set of this downstairs that I really like, how accurate it is to the movie. It's just fun to play with because you get to put the helmet on him and then raise him up in the chair like that. It's just very cool. Very emotional part of the movie. I know people always give him heck about saying no, but you know, the lead up to that's pretty good. But yeah, it's a pretty nice ornament as well. And then we get to some of my favorites that we picked up a year or so ago from Thor Ragnarok. We got the gladiators Thor and Hulk fighting each other. You know, that famous shot from like the trailers and the movies where the two of them jump up and are like coming head on each other. This was like just what everybody wanted. In a way, it was kind of like their version of Civil War. And I really liked that. And we had a conversation saying, like, had they been on Earth at the time, who would they have sided with? Like, and we came up with the idea that Bruce probably would have sided with Cap, and Thor probably would have sided with Tony, because, you know, Bruce is all about, you know, not wanting to... I mean, how would you describe it? Like, I can't really, like, think of what I'm trying to say, like... Like, he doesn't like, you know... I mean, he says it himself when he's Hulk in that movie that, you know, he thinks that the Earth hates the Hulk, and, you know, he probably would be wanting to go against the Accords and everything, so... I mean, that's just what I was able to come up with, but I could be wrong, you know, it depends on, you know, the character and what they...
And if you haven't checked out the Planet Hulk cartoon DVD that they put out several years back, check it out. It's everything in that whole series of those DVDs is worth watching. We got just about all of them.
See what the likenesses are like. He's okay. What's the Thor like? It is okay too, I guess. But then next we get to the one Princess Leia that we have with her iconic hair bun look. And there's another one I think they made before too, a couple different ones, but this is like a, you know, nice one to have her represented.
Yep. God rest her soul.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to believe she's gone.
Yeah, certainly. Such a young age. It's hard to believe so many people, like, I've been hearing Last Christmas so much on the radio and stuff. I'm like, man, I can't believe George Michael passed as young as he did.
Man,
He was only, what, like 50s?
Everybody in that whole 80s group, man. The past several years has just been celebrities dropping like flies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a shame, but, you know. Nice what she was able to do. You know, probably one of the most recognizable people.
I'm interested to see what they do in the next Star Wars movie with her.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time you're listening to this, anybody that might watch it years from now, the third part of the last trilogy involving the Skywalkers has not yet been out.
Yeah.
We just had God, I can't think what the birth called. Help me out, honey.
Which one are you wanting to know?
2 movies that's been out.
Force Awakens and Last Jedi.
And Last Jedi. So.
In addition to the 2 spin-offs, but... And then moving up from that slightly, we got the first Harry Potter ornament we have, which we only bought recently. I'd like to buy a nice keepsake one someday if I ever could.
But
this is a
door or something.
Yeah, but nice representation. There's the scar. You're the boy who lived. And he is. They're personally not one of my favorite characters. Nothing against Harry, just not. I don't know. Hermione's my favorite. And then, let's see. Ooh, here's an exciting one. We got this at a con a few years ago. It's Ripley in her big robotic suit that she uses in Aliens to fight the Xenomorph Queen.
They had a great deal on it.
It's just amazing.
Wasn't it like $8 or $12?
Yeah, I think it was like $12. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, because it was like one of my secrets is going on Sunday when everybody's wanting to pack up and they will let stuff go a little bit cheaper, it seems, because they don't want to repack it back up.
Yeah, very nice. I love that one. And then on the back, we have a second Star Trek one. There's Captain Kirk right there in his captain's seat.
Ready to try to smooth some ladies.
Mm-hmm. Actually, he's thinking like he's gonna do that.
And if you haven't checked it out, check out the William Shatner Christmas album this year.
It's something else.
You will get some jollies.
I want to know, like I said, I want to know why we're gonna get a George Takei Christmas album.
Yes.
It'd be fun. He's nice too. You know, one of the first kind of. He was like really one of the pioneers of pop culture as we know it. You know.
Yeah, and sci-fi. Yep.
Yeah, and sci-fi, fantasy was
being an iconic character.
Fantasy was Tolkien, right?
Yes.
And then you know when it comes to I don't know what you consider superheroes, but it was
Stan Lee for Marvel.
And DC. It was I guess the two brothers weren't they who did Superman?
Yeah.
You know. There's some of the pioneers right there. And up from that, what would Kirk be without the Enterprise? We have the ship. We do not have a Millennium Falcon, though, and we should get one. I mean, people say it's as much of a character as anyone else, you know? But the Enterprise itself is pretty well done. What always amazes me about the Enterprise is like, it never really occurs to you, but whenever you hear people talk about it, it kind of goes under the radar how big it actually is.
Right.
Like how many different rooms there are. And
I'm pretty sure that was actually like a freebie that the person I bought something off of.
Oh, yeah, it does.
There was a mix-up or something, and they just threw that in, and I was like, well, cool, I'll take an Enterprise. Now, I don't think that's the original one, is it? It's the...
It might be the new one, I don't know.
Next generation one, I believe.
Oh, maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It looks slightly different, but
I haven't taken
I thought it looked a little bit weird whenever so maybe it is, but I don't know.
I'm bad with the ships when it comes to Star Trek.
And then next we have a Yoda next to that we picked up a few years ago. Yeah. He's nice. He's got his little cane and...
Cane.
I like that one. I like that Yoda a lot. And then... with Star Wars, we have this. A Padme. Alrighty, so up next we have our Padme Christmas ornament from Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Probably her most iconic outfit. Outside of, like, her queen attire. Personally, I like it better whenever she has just the full white jumpsuit with the gray cloak on. Kind of like how she looks before she gets put in the arena.
The Unleashed figure they did that is awesome. One of my favorite figures I own.
Yeah, it is really nice. And honestly, I love Natalie Portman in those movies. You know, but I don't know, one of my favorite actresses.
Just love her, man.
Yeah, you sound like a guy from Aliens. Game over, man. It's game over.
God rest his soul.
Yeah. So, yep, it's a very nice one. And then down from that, we've got a little Vader helmet. If you can see it. You know, one of the most, recognizable things.
Shiny too, man.
Yeah, it's a nice little tidbit. And then next to him, we have a Chewbacca. Right there. Bowcaster and all. Like I said, it'd be cool to get a full-size Han to go with him someday. But...
yeah, we need to put that in the Falcon on her.
the Falcon. I want to get a Django still, or a Boba, Obi-Wan, Anakin. There's a lot we still need. Lots of superheroes, too.
Yeah.
And then what few Lord of the Rings ones are left to buy, and stuff. Unfortunately, I've looked, there's not too many good Potter or Thrones ones. Which is a pity, but, you know. And then, speaking of Star Wars vehicles, we have Luke's Land Speeder from Episode 4. It's a nice little one.
How much did he sell it for is the question.
Who? The guy gave it to you?
No, Luke.
Oh. Wasn't it like 2,000? I think it was, wasn't it? Because...
Obi-Wan was like, it'll be enough.
No, it was like, Obi-Wan said, we'll give you 2,000 now, is what he said to Han.
Oh, well, that
And
was
then-
for them getting the all wrong.
Yeah, but I don't think they had the credits to begin with, and then they had Luke sell the speeder
Oh,
to get
I
the
see what you're
credits.
saying.
I think that's what they did. And next we have one of my personal favorites, General Grievous. I love this one.
Personal favorite.
Just look at it. He's just awesome. Just a really creative idea for the prequels, or a villain. But most people know that the best interpretation of Grievous was in the original Clone Wars cartoon from right between when episodes 2 and 3 were out. He wasn't this cowardly, guy. He was like a threat. Like intimidating, even kind of scary. But I enjoyed him. And then, of course, next to him, there's a little Obi-Wan there from Clone Wars. Like I said, they're kind of scattered around here. Right here, in this little radius, we have, you'll see there's Yoda up here in his little chair. And then a Ki-Adi-Mundi and a Say 10. They're like the Jedi collection that we have. We also have these two little R2 and 3PO. These minis I like. We have a big R2 right there. I actually have a set of R2D2 Christmas tree lights somewhere.
Where are they?
I don't know. I think they might be down with some of my other things.
You didn't put all your stuff out, your old stuff, so it's probably with that.
Yeah, not everything. What else is there? Interesting ornament here. We have. So, what scene is this from in Star Trek again? Spock and McCoy.
Oh, he was doing the mind meld awning.
Yeah, Casey has jokingly said that it looks like they're about getting ready to smooch or something, but it kind of does. But I can see what they're going for. Here, if I can.
Now you're going to drive me crazy. I'm trying to think what episode that was.
Well, didn't Spock go evil or something for it? You'll see there. Does
Spock have the goatee in it?
Yes.
Well, then it's from Mirror Mirror.
Yes, it's
Yeah, one of the top 5 episodes. of
Never
all
made.
time.
Oh, there's a Yoda too, right there. We got there should be 5 of those things scattered around. Why do I feel like I'm missing something? I feel like I'm missing one.
Where are those bulbs that were made for you to have?
Oh, the painted Aragorn and Gimli. They're down there.
Are they
Mm-hmm.
on your tree or?
No, I have them in the little house. It stinks. I wish Mom could find that lady again. I'd like to get a Legolas made for me to go with them.
Yeah.
Or other characters, but Legolas mostly, because then you can have the 3 hunters. But I really like those things. I mean, that's it for the tree itself. Just kind of accumulation.
Our tree.
The star's not really anything special. It's just
Just a star.
it's just a little silver star.
And mine,
Is there any?
little reminder of what Christmas is actually about?
Mhm.
On one of those two.
What other decorations can we talk about? Superhero-wise, yeah, there's many, but I know I saw an Aquaman that was really cool that I would love to have.
Oh, yeah. There's a bunch
Wonder
of stuff out there.
Woman,
There's so much out. And we'll probably need to get a bigger tree before it's over.
For it.
But for now, that's going to do.
Said I wish we could find if they made better Harry Potter and Game of Thrones ones to go on it.
Because in our last Mortal Ring Wars weekly saga video, we were in front of a big tree. You can show them with the big tree. We had some lights out
That's
on it.
what
It's right there in our
'cause it's kinda
entryway
old.
to the collection room.
there's a couple geeky ones on it I could find. Just some of the older ones
Yeah.
that we, or just I'll point out some of my favorites. Like this little guy here I like. It's a Rudolph from that one movie. I can't remember what it was. Not the original. It was a weird one.
Oh, what was that called?
It was like the Island of Misfits Toys, but
Yeah.
it was like a weird thing. Used to watch it all the time as a kid. And I love this little guy. I love the Coca-Cola, polar bear penguin dynamic, whatever that was. I love this little one in there. We got a big plush one. Yeah, he has a toy soldier right here that's very old. We got a couple on here that have been in the family for years. And this toy soldier, too, has been here for a long time. And oh, I love this little bear.
I actually got that.
Can't really
the
see him,
Kid
but
Toy Soldier when I was in grade school.
oh, these two.
We went Christmas shopping as part of my class, and they did it in grade for me. So I've
There's
had
one.
time.
Iron Man and Captain America. Actually, a
And then
puzzle.
we even got our loved ones on the tree too. We got my parents and my grandmother.
Oh, this drum is nice. Here. A little bit. It's hard to see because then that's literally just an ornament I made out of pipe cleaner like earlier. I was bored. There's Snoopy. Ooh, there's a cool one right. Where is it? Here. It's a Spider-Man with a Santa bag on him and a hat. That's kind of neat. Is there any others? I mean, there's Rudolph ones. We got a Batmobile on here somewhere. I can't recall where. It's hanging somewhere in the boughs. Yeah, there's some really nice ones on here that. That oh, there's a Beatles one we have. That's about it. It's hanging down here. Can't really see it. Crap, I can't remember where the Batmobile was on this tree. I know it's here. Oh, this snowman's been here in a while, too. I like that one a lot. Very nice tree, overall.
Yeah, I think one
Take
of
a look at
one of the most special things about celebrating Christmas. Yeah, I think the music, the decorations, and the different things that you
like
make and
these
all
two.
that are
This
like
little
all
bear
the great things about
and
Christmas.
that little bear.
As far as like you know, secular part of it.
I was just thinking about, like, yesterday, like, the whole culture of Christmas, like, in this country is really weird. Like, we do a lot of strange kind of stuff. I don't know what it is, like, about, I mean, I know it's big in other places, too, but, like, I mean, the U.S. in particular just has some weird traditions associated with the holiday. It kind of has the same effect on people as something like Star Wars does. It's really just, like, weird if you think about it, that something like this could affect people in the way it does. Yeah, so we got two nice trees upstairs. And there's those Anakin Obi-Wan busts again that I love, that I just bought recently at Con. Like I said, for not making many like physical purchases apart from art, I think that was a pretty nice cheap find. You know.
Yeah, I like them.
And they're like two of my favorite. I mean, no, anyone can tell you, this Anakin is like the best portrayal of the character that's ever been put into anything. Matt Lanter does an amazing job in the show. And then, as for James Arnold Taylor, I mean, that man's a legend. He's just, as Obi-Wan, just so convincing. The Clone Wars is just amazing in my opinion, but, you know, I can see why some people like it more. I can see why people love Rebels more. My friends think that Rebels is really dumb for some reason. They just can't seem to. A lot of my friends have like opinions that I don't really get. Like they think that the X-Men are kind of stupid. I kind of see where they're coming from, but at the same time, it's just like I don't think they understand. I don't know. Like, but hey, you know, that's the beauty of the world, is we can all have, you know, diverse and varied opinions on things, yeah. So I just kind of like, you know, well, if it's not your forte, fine. I might not get it, but, you know, I can appreciate it for what it is. Yeah.
That's about it, isn't it?
Yep, that words of Sam Elliott and then Lebowski. That about does it. Wraps her all up. Just figured you'd all like the tree. If
hope you enjoyed our nerd tree.
Yeah.
And a glimpse of our regular Christmas tree.
Mhm.
Hope you're having a Merry Christmas wherever you are.
Oh yeah.
And whenever you would ever watch this, whatever time
Let
it
you
is.
get whatever gifts you want.
It's currently what, December 23rd?
Yes, the 23rd
of 2018. So.
You hope you get whatever it is that you want. I mean,
and then be, you know, most important thing, be kind to others.
If anyone can tell us about any directions, like or decorations that you guys have, you know, like that are like this, like that you could recommend to us to add to this, to you know, make a valuable addition to your collection, like he would say, you know, you do it. Please.
Don't forget to do one random act of kindness
Yep,
this week.
especially this time of year.
Yep.
Definitely. So,
I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight. Merry Christmas to all.
And
To
to all.
a
Good night. Take care, everyone.
Peace.